appears it's gonna thunder probably sometime soon, so that's fun. Hi. So, the idea is very, very simple. Today, I thought I'd go ahead and, you know, talk about all the rated mythic levels in the game, because I've started to notice that I've nearly beaten every single one of these levels. I say nearly because there's only 2 levels that I haven't beaten. But I do want to talk about it. I do want to like, you know, express out my thoughts on all of the mythic rated levels in Geometry Dash. So yeah, today we're just gonna be doing that. I probably will make this into a video at some point. So yeah, I will go ahead and actually show you this right now. I gotta put this right over here. So let me do this. There we go. So I had to get water. Alright, so here's the day. So I'm gonna repeat myself again. As you know, I did say on YouTube that I was getting close to beating every single mythic level that is rated so far in GD. Now I say that, and yet here I am doing the stream where I'm making all the mythic levels in the game. There's only 2 levels that I haven't beaten, and that is Dead God Cold and The Men Here. But I do have my thoughts and opinions on these 2, so I'll be ranking them into this. So this holds 20. So yeah, this tier list holds all 23 mythic rated levels, 24 including Tears of Denial. I'll get into why I put it in. So yeah, just. There's a good reason that I have that I wanted to go ahead and put it in. So, yeah, you guys like the tier list? I definitely made this public, so I will be sharing it in the video, so that way people can go ahead and rank it off. Look at the thumbnails are pretty interesting and unique. About like, let's see, I included myself because yeah, this is like 1, 2, 3, unironically 4. 5, 6, 7, I guess, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's a lot of the notes that mainly just show like pieces of the gameplay. Some of them have text, some of them don't. I really wish I could get all of them with text, but I realize the mix is pretty nice. I'm sure we all know what. I'm pretty sure we all know about what the mythic rated levels are like, so not really something that I'm gonna worry about myself with. Right, let me play some music while I talk about this. I'll play some lo-fi, why not? What if I go ahead and play some lo-fi? Yeah, okay, this is pretty good. So, I may as well just tell you about what my criteria is. So, how I'm gonna rank these levels, this is based on my opinion, based on my own personal opinion, my own enjoyment, and if I prefer it over the other levels, that I place above or below it. This all boils down to preference. This is all just what I think are levels that I think are better, and I do have some solid opinions about some of these. I think I'm just gonna drag this on. So, right, might as well begin. If Synthwave would like to go ahead and play something, thank you. Right, firstly, let's start off with the very first level that got rated Mythic, the Towers. Okay, I gotta say, the Towerverse is honestly pretty good. This is the first rated Mythic level in the game, and for some reason people didn't like the fact that this was rated Mythic because the decoration doesn't look subpar for a Mythic level, but I'd say this is a pretty good baseline for a Mythic level. Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, the Towerverse is a pretty good baseline for a Mythic level, if I'm gonna be honest with you. I get it, it may not look visually impressive, but 16 Lord definitely had a vision, and had this vision about this level for I don't know how many years, 3 years? What's going on outside? Oh no, I just went to the street. Yeah, I like the fact that this is basically a level that has been put into the mind of somebody ever since, the very first 2.2 sneak peek. You can even tell the ideas are pretty well executed right here. I do like the pixel style levels. This definitely takes it up to a maximum. This definitely feels like something. This definitely feels like a level that that lays down a foundation as to what makes a Mythic level a Mythic level. I don't know, it feels like I'm yapping again. So, yeah, the Towerverse, I think it looks pretty good. I definitely can understand as to why people wouldn't think this is Mythic, but it's a good baseline, so it's gonna stay here. It's gonna stay in B tier. I think it's a pretty, yeah, B tier definitely fits the level better. Well, if I talk about these levels, it's gonna be bad for my throat. Thank God I prepared water. Right, moving on to the next one. Ashleth. I think we can all agree. This was a pretty solid classic level that got rated Mythic. Has that fantasy vibe, has that nice, I guess you want to say fictional vibe, I guess. I don't want to say hyper realistic, because I feel like that said a lot about this level. It looks really good, but I'm sorry, I really don't want to say anything. I really don't want to say hyper realistic, because yeah, I feel as if that's a bit too common. But yeah, it's a good level. It has pretty good gameplay, really amazing visuals. I'm gonna put it in A tier. I feel as if you were to think of a Mythic level, people would definitely think Ashleth first, or they would think about the next one first, which is Quarion. I don't know why it took me this long to go ahead and beat Quarion. I decided out of just pure boredom I would finally go ahead and play this level, and yeah. I'm not really too keen on Metrovania. I do like Metrovania games, but I don't know. When it comes to GD, I feel like I don't know if I should go for this or not. But Quarion, I did go for Quarion. It was incredibly fun. Originally meant to be a 1-to-1 recreation of you have to win the game, but turned into its own thing while keeping some elements of it. It has some pretty interesting ideas. It has pretty fun gimmicks, and it looks pretty good too. I cannot lie. I've definitely underrated it when I made my initial rankings on all the Mythic levels. Instead, where I just went at 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 5. This just placed 10th. After playing it, I definitely underrated it. So it's gonna go at if I were to go ahead and like rework that list, I would definitely consider this top 5. It's a really good level. It's probably a lot of people's favorite mythic level in the game, and I don't blame them. There's just so many great things about Quarion that it has that makes it incredibly fun. Next up, Pixel Path 2. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of expecting for the worst because I've heard that the chase sequence was pretty difficult. Well, I also got to play this myself after so long, and honestly, the chase sequence is not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. It's definitely hard. It's definitely incredibly difficult. It's hard to see. It's hard to tell what you're supposed to do, where you're supposed to go. It's hard to differentiate between, like, you know, the objects and like the decoration. Putting that aside, this level is pretty interesting to say the least. This level is pretty interesting to say the least. I do think, however, I would prefer this in C tier. I would say the Towerverse, I prefer this over this. But just know that's only because there's so many factors about Pixel Path 2 that I cannot really like, if you know what I mean. So yeah, Pixel Path 2 is going in C tier. Alright, next. Throat of the World. The only mythic rated extreme demon in the game, and oh my god, it is incredibly long. Wait, let me show you this again. I'm pretty sure I made the I was going for this when I was playing the oh shit, it's actually thundering outside. Should I be worried? I don't know. I don't want this thing to go ahead and strike lightning on me. Yeah, as you may know, on April 1st, 2020, on April 1st, I don't know why I'm saying the year, it's 2025 obviously, I decided that it would be a funny idea to go ahead and play Throat of the World, because why not? I wanna put myself into like a good challenge. This shit took 5 hours to beat. This took 5 hours in total to beat. I live streamed it so that way I don't need to worry about like making a recording for it. But oh my god, it was so painful. It's the fact that I had to do this in one session. I had to do this in like a singular session, because if I quit out, I'm just gonna go back to the beginning. Meaning, because there's like no persistent checkpoints whatsoever. But that's exactly the reason as to why I decided to go for Third of the World that day. Because I actually really like the challenge of putting yourself into playing a platformer level and seeing how far you can go when playing said level. I really like the challenges of this. It's all vanilla GD. There's no special tech that you need to learn about. It's just standard. It's just everything that you know about platformers. I will definitely say my skill on platformers is definitely subpar. So that's like a major factor as to why this took so long. So I'm putting it in A tier. I really like the challenge that Third of the World puts out, and yeah, if you're pretty like hardcore, and if you want to do this in like one session, I would recommend. But please wait until there's like, I don't know, until there's gonna be an option for persistent checkpoints, because again, this thing is incredibly long. And like, yeah, I like it when I play this in like one session, but it's incredibly mentally taxing. And it will take you at most 5, 6, 7 hours, maybe half a day, depending on how bad you are with platformers, and then you decided just to go ahead and jump the gun. Oh yeah, Third of the World is A tier. It's really good. I like the gimmicks, I like the challenge, and I also like how it looks. So, A tier is pretty good. Oh boy, now we got to the controversial one, Rage Quit. Dave, I'm sorry. I don't think the level's bad, but this is something that I do not see when I think of Blee. You know what I mean? I know Blee for like levels like Change of Scene, I Spy, not I Spy, that's Foxy. Change of Scene, Absolute Garbage, Autopilot, Fall Apart, Boo, Magic Odyssey. Those are the kind of stuff that I recognize Blee for. It's high energy, with a low object count. It's like this I really do not see this as like a good Blee level. It's definitely Blee's weaker works, and I get it. It was made for like a creative contest where the idea is that you're supposed to make Stereo Madness look like visually appealing. But that's not enough for me to go ahead and justify the fact that I think this is still not a good Mythic level. Listen, as much as I like Blee, this is definitely not something that I will think of when I think of a Blee level. I would take Change of Scene, Absolute Garbage, Autopilot, Boo, Fall Apart. I will take those over this one. I will recognize Blee for those levels instead of this one. Even as fights in some cherry team levels, I will also admit. Yeah, it's not a bad level. It's just not the best Mythic in my opinion. It's gonna slowly age into becoming more and more worse as time progresses. And that's the unfortunate thing. The level's not bad. It's just it's tainted by the fact that there's other levels that look better than this, and it gets the title for worst Mythic because of it, which is unfortunate because like it's technically impressive, but that's pretty much it. Let's get water again. Okay. Next camp soon. Wait. I gotta do like an introductory for these three. Alright, we're on to the NCS. We're on to the NCS entries. Two of these got rated right after the results. One got rated before the results. So this is in the order of when they got rated, by the way. So that's why it seems like a bit off-putting. Anyhow, next camp soon. It is kind of unfortunate that I don't consider this one of my favorite easy units in the game because this definitely fits my vibe incredibly well. It's so cartoony, it's so vibey, it's just a fun level. It really just wants to let you know that yeah, this is a level that's pretty good. It's fun. That's pretty much it. But there's so many other easy demons that I also really like more than this, unfortunately. So it's not my favorite Mythic level. It's not my favorite easy demon in the game, but I can recognize its quality. I can recognize how fun it is. I do like next captain. It's gonna go in S tier. Oh boy. wanna cry. Okay, okay, well, this is the part where I'm gonna need to go ahead and add a row above and call this tier list favorite. Now, I've already established my opinions on Wanna Cry, but I don't mind establishing them again. This is such a love or hate level. You hate it because of the fact that it's too much. It does so much. It's blinding towards the eyes. It's the gameplay is difficult to read. But there's also the side that loves this level because of the ideas and the gameplay being just incredibly fun to go ahead and replay through all over again. Yeah, this is thundering. I might need to cut off stream at some point, but I will need to make a part. I will need to go ahead and stream again in order to make a part 2. But yeah, I love Wanna Cry. Again, I will say this is definitely a bad habit that Kira's developing, where yeah, the levels Kira makes are incredibly solid. I don't think he's taking into consideration about the people that have photosensitivity. If you're photosensitive, you absolutely hate this level. If you don't like it when the level blinds you, you absolutely hate this level. It's weird in my opinion, but it's weird. But it's very understandable if you cannot play this because it does like so much. It does so much. It's very like bright. It's very flashy and all that stuff. I feared that I wouldn't like this level because of its flashiness. Well then, after going through a bit of practices, wait. After doing a bit of practice run, and especially after beating it, and flicking at it from 28, yeah, I consider this to be my favorite medium demon, one of my favorite medium demons in the game. And definitely what I consider my favorite mythic demon in the game so far. This is right up there with Well Rested and Castlemania. I would just like to add in. WannaCry is just, it's incredibly goated. It's incredibly goated. Right. Next up, Berserker. This is an interesting level to choose for the winner of the NCS Gauntlet contest. Now, honestly, I definitely do think that there were other like Next Cap Soon, Magisto, and WannaCry, and Icy Stars. I definitely consider those levels to be better than this one. Honestly, I can't deny its quality though. It looks pretty good. It plays rather pretty well actually. It's just when comparing it to like the other winners, it definitely feels like a standout. It feels like the odd one in the mix. That isn't to say that I don't think the level's bad, but I also like prefer other levels that that are in this tier more like above this one. So it's gonna go in C tier. I don't think the level's bad. It's just preferences are in the way. Right, we're here now. So, Tears of Denial. I included this because I didn't want to leave every single. I don't want to leave anything behind. Tears of Denial is just as of a mythic level. Well, if you don't know, Tears of Denial was previously a mythic rated level in the game, but people eventually caught on with the fact that. This level uses a lot of like assets from another inspiration. Like, wait, hold on. I need to search up what was the inspiration source again. I need to find out what the inspiration source was again. Ah, yeah, okay. Worldless, blasphemous, Elden Ring, the Middle Ages and histories for what, and the history of the world for being an amazing inspiration. Yeah, okay, so because of the fact that it was a near one-to-one recreation of Worldless, it got demoted into legendary. Now, I will say it is unfortunate, but honestly, I cannot rate it anything higher than a D tier. But that's solely because of the fact that it's mainly stolen asset central. Like, it's technically impressive. It's impressive as a GD level. It's impressive as a technical standpoint. It's just, it's tainted by the fact that it's a near one-to-one recreation of Worldless. And I can definitely tell, the Legendary radius definitely fucked over the demoting of the level from Mythic to Legendary definitely fucked up Matthew. But I'll go ahead and explain more to SV as Yone. I will say, if you want to go ahead and like make something that's mythic worthy, it's definitely don't take too much inspiration from the source material that you're inspired from, because at that point it's definitely gonna feel like a one-to-one recreation instead of like its own thing. So Yeah. Next up, Terminus. I'm not gonna let you say this. I was pleasantly surprised by how much I really like this level. I thought I wouldn't like it at first. Yeah, you guys get it right. I thought I wouldn't like this at first, but after playing it a bit more, I can definitely see people really liking this level. Oh god, wait, this is. Yeah, okay, there we go. I was pleasantly surprised with Terminus. It's a Galga based GD platformer, and I'm not really too keen on Galga style video games. So like, I was incredibly unsure about if I was gonna like this level or not. And to my surprise, I actually really did like this level. This level is very trial and error heavy. This level is very trial and error heavy. Like you're not gonna go ahead and try to attempt this in like one go unless you're crazy good at this kind of stuff. Hold on. Yeah, you're definitely not gonna go ahead and try to beat this in like one go. But I gotta say, if you understand, if you have like a certainly good strategy, then I can definitely see you really liking this level. Like, okay, wait, I do want to show you the strategy that I had when I was going for this level. Hey, wait, let me just see this. It's okay. It's okay over here. Yeah. Okay. Also, this is my water that I'm drinking right here. So this is how I was able to play to beat Terminus. So like, I have a SATA device right over here. I have my keyboard right over here, as you can see. Keyboard right over there. How I beat the level is basically like this. I took a heavy object. This is an old DSi that I have. It's like really incredibly old. And then, considering that my SATA device is connected to Player 1 and Player 2, like, the pattern for this is like, spacebar, up arrow, spacebar, up arrow. Because Player 2 controls runs on arrow keys, this is the button that you need to shoot. The arrow key, the up arrow key, is the button that you need to go ahead and shoot with. Oh, what? And this is the arrow key, yeah, this is the arrow key that you need in order to shoot. So what I did is I took my old DSi, and then I could just go ahead and focus and like move around with like the main arrow keys. I can go ahead and use my abilities when I need to, and I realized I was incredibly overpowered. So I just kept using it until I actually beat the level. Because you're mainly just holding down the up arrow key a lot, so I took advantage of my SATA device, and that's how I managed to beat the level. So I will say A tier. It's definitely a fun level. I cannot lie. If you have a good strategy for it, then I would absolutely recommend doing it. If you want to do it like how I did it, just get yourself a heavy object, whatever it is. You don't need a DSi. You don't need to worry about that. But if you have like a heavy object and then your SATA device is connected to the end, definitely use that to your advantage. That's all I can say. Right. The only two levels that I actually have not beaten. That got called and the Men Here. Now, I will explain for both of them. They're gonna go in B tier. Now, let me explain. Dead God Call. I like the ideas that it has. I like the ideas. It's basically like a similar case scenario to Balatro, where you need to basically think of the cards that you're trying to play with. Well, I don't know how to feel about it here because again, I haven't played it yet. I'm only gonna say this is an idea that I really like. Again, this would definitely be a bit higher, or it would definitely stay the same if I were to play the level. Right now, I haven't, so it's gonna go in beta. I don't want to put it like right here because I'm ranking every level. I do have like first few opinions on it. So yeah. And the Men Here is basically just like Throat of the World, except it expands upon it. It has a lot more gimmicks, a lot more visually nice. And the challenge is as difficult as it can make it out to be. I actually tried to go for this, but I really couldn't figure it out. So I ended up dipping. The Men Here is a pretty cool level. I definitely would say like nearly close to Throat of the World, but not really. But again, if I were to actually like play this level, then it would be telling a different story. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna put these two levels. Even though I haven't beaten these yet, I do have some opinions on them. They're gonna go in B tier for now. Just know that it's gonna change as time goes on. Right, button masher. I don't hate this compared to like the other people that hate it. I'm putting it in A tier. Like, let me explain. Okay, I can understand that people definitely don't like this being mythic because the decoration to them, it's definitely not on par with like all the other mythic levels in the game. However, yeah, it was rated mythic for contextual reasons, but the contextual reason goes a bit more deeper than what you would have thought initially. Like, people would think, oh, this is basically mythic because it's the last level in the end of the NCS and GD album event. Correct, but at the same time, not really. I did watch Dubstep Jotix's video where he ranked every single level from the NCS and GD album. He definitely has a good vision as to why he really likes those. He basically said that this is the definition of an NCS and GD collab celebration, a celebration between the two communities. Like you got the pixel style levels, which represents GD. You got the arcade, colorful vibes, and really good music from the NCS community. You put the two together and you craft a level that definitely represents the two worlds into one. Now that he said that, I can really appreciate Button Masher a bit more. Not only that, but I also do think that the gameplay is like incredibly fun. If I'm being honest with you, I don't know what is it with people that say, "Oh, this level is not sight readable in the slightest." I'm like, this shit is like the easiest fucking thing in the world. How is this not sight readable in the slightest? I'm sorry. If you're having problems seeing this level, then there's clearly an issue with your trajectory. There's clearly an issue if you're complaining about this level's sight readability. There's clearly an issue that you're complaining about a level's sight readability. Even more of an issue if you have played Extreme Demons. So, I don't know what to tell you if you think Button Masher is not sight readable. This is like the easiest easy demon in the fucking game. And the gameplay is not bad. It's actually pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie to you. But it's definitely gonna go in A tier though. I don't think this is as good as these three right here. Alright. But the next one's very funny. Okay, feed your grungus. I'm definitely gonna get hated for this one, but this is my favorite. This is one of my favorite mythic platforms in the game. It's a tall order to put this above Quarion, but let me explain. I remember how I said in Third of the World. I really like how it gives you how it's more vanilla GD. Yeah, this is definitely like the beginner friendly level of a Joyce and Moistened Egg collab. Also, the premise of this is very fucking stupid. Oh, here's this little creature that it claims that you ordered it online, but it tells you, but you say otherwise. But it doesn't matter. What you need to do is just go ahead and feed it once a day. It's totally not just obscure items and something like that. That's pretty normal, right? It's just feeding your grungus. How bad can it be? And then you feed it more, and then you start to realize, oh shit, this may be weird. I like Feed Your Grungus. It's no, I will say maybe not as good as Sword of the World. Maybe not as good as like any other of the platformers that exist in like the legendary tiers. I could care less. The premise is stupid. The premise is stupid, and it's funny, and I'm all in for it. It's also a nice little nod to like the platformer community because it makes references to. It makes references to like other platforming creators and players alike. So it's a nice little nod to the platforming community. Also, if I were to go ahead, if you're a person that really likes what the J Shadow and Moistened Egg had to offer in their mythic levels, but you're definitely not somebody that is really good at the game to go ahead and appreciate these. Because these things are pretty difficult in and of itself. I will say, play this. Play this. It's like on the same level of quality that the other two have, or this is sheer crack. This is pretty straightforward. It's pretty simple. It's pretty fun. I really like the level designs in Feed Your Grungus. So yeah. Just prepare to be amazed by how stupid the premise is. Alright. Give me a second. A lot of talking definitely hurts my throat a bit. GD Gangster Rap. Now, this is honestly the moment that I saw that Arclea pulled up like a premiere saying GD Gangster Rap. Sorry about that. I was being asked to do something. Okay, where was I? Right, GD Gangster Rap. Yeah, but the moment that I saw Arclea pulled up a premiere with this level, as a thumbnail, I figured this may be an event level, so I might as well go ahead and prepare in advance to play it. And I did, and it was an event level. It got me to Mythic, and it was an event level. It looked really good. I gotta say, if Feed Your Grungus is like a nod to the platforming community, this is a nod to the community in general. The song is some of the most corniest, most cheesiest. It's by all levels cringe. But it's funny in a way. It's funny and it's so good in that way that I can't help but appreciate this song. It's definitely stupid. It's definitely meant to be for an April Fool's level. But you can't help but just, you know, laugh at it because of how stupid it is. I'm putting it in this tier. It's just so funny. it's just so ironically funny. It looks good too. If like, okay, I'm pretty sure this is not really the same exact people that worked on Next Capstone, but it definitely gives off that Next Capstone feel. The creators knew what they were doing. Yeah, I'd say GD Gangster Rap is definitely S tier. It's very ironic, but it's very funny, and the song is incredibly stupid too. This is a really nice level. I cannot lie. Right now, an introductory. If I did an introductory for the NCS Gauntlet levels, let's go ahead and do an introductory for the Space Gauntlet levels. Oh boy. The fact that 7 of these levels that are in the Gauntlet are rated Mythic. Wow. They really popped off. Alright, so my general thoughts on all 7 of these levels. I've already explained, and I haven't really explained it, but I really had such a good time with the Space Gauntlet contest. This is one of the few times that I've actually ever paid attention to a Gauntlet contest, a creator contest in general, ever. I never do because like there's not really a point. I don't like. I would rather go ahead and, you know, play the levels when they are in the Gauntlet. I technically did that with like the Discord and Split Gauntlet, the World Gauntlet levels as well, and the GDS creator contest as well. But because of the fact that it's mainly space themed, I genuinely just wanted to go ahead and play. I wanted to go ahead and like play all of these levels in advance, and that did start off like. Oh, I did not mean to do that. That did start off the whole, you know. That started the birth of these 4 videos. I'm gonna say this, alright? I really do thank you all so much for, you know, the massive support towards the Space Gauntlet contest videos. They were some of the most fun times that I've had playing the game. The Space Gauntlet contest is definitely one of the most fun times that I've ever had playing the game, bar none. And I admittedly knew that even despite the entries, I knew this would be considered my favorite Gauntlet in the game. But yeah, right, enough of that. Let's go ahead and talk about these levels. The top 7 of the Space Gauntlet contest that are rated Mythic. Okay, so, out of place, S tier. I will say the gameplay is a bit too slow for my liking, but it is a very well-crafted space theme level. It definitely makes... It definitely is a... It's a nice little nod to, like, the Renaissance age as well. Its song representation goes incredibly high, and the decoration is so incredibly cool. Deja really did a good job. Deja really did a really good job with this level. It's so vibey, but I can understand why people may not like it. It's incredibly slow. The gameplay is a bit too slow for my liking. I'm not discrediting the fact that it's a really solid level, though. I can appreciate the visuals. I can go ahead and take my time playing the gameplay. It's just good. It's just incredibly good. I also like Vortrox's thinking with Out of Place, and I can really go ahead and like apply this to like all of the other levels. GD is still a game. I'm just gonna say that right now. Every one of those people that often say Geometry Dash is not a game anymore, they're lying. It is still a game, but it's starting to slowly become more of a game where you can play and interact with these art pieces. Like, okay, maybe they're not of this. Maybe all these levels are not of a similar quality to like the previous days. However, they've definitely improved over time. I'd say Out of Place is definitely the biggest prime example of an art piece that you can interact with. I don't really need to go ahead and say my thoughts again. Let's go on with Alien Dream Emulator. I'm unfortunately gonna say this. I don't think this is as good as WannaCry, but I can still recognize its quality. It's going in A tier. One sec. ADE is definitely a really cool level, but it also has the similar issues with WannaCry about it being a bit too bright and flashy for that, to the point that I think Kira completely forgot that there's people that exist that are photosensitive. So I don't know if he's trying to weaponize it. I don't know if he doesn't realize it. I don't know if he's just there to impress. But Kira, please calm down. I will say though, ADE definitely plays. ADE is honestly pretty fun. The comment part most especially, I was genuinely surprised that that part actually played like incredibly well. It's very readable. It's very readable, but also at the same time very flashy. And then you also got like the now emulating parts, where it shows off like 7 other space gauntlet entries. Like I'm pretty sure the other 7 were like the 7 levels were Planispheres, Space I guess, Point of View, Defining and Defying, Kiss of Fortune, 102 Blues, and Stardust Sanctuary. About 3 of those levels placed in the top 20. That being 102 Blues, Space I guess, and Stardust Sanctuary. There's only 4 levels that did not get into the top 20. so that emulating point is 100% condescending. Well, not really 100%, but like, it's very condescending. But it's a nice way to cap off like a conclusion of a big creative contest. I really guess I'm pretty sure the levels that were selected are all levels that Kira really liked. That were entries for the SGC. So yeah, I would say I don't like this as much as WannaCry, but I can't deny it, it's also really good. So it's just I prefer one over the other, you know? A lot of these are mainly just preference. Right, Final Orbit, you're going in the A tier, easiest A tier ever. This is the kind of level that I can recognize Bleed for, not Rage Quit. This is the kind of level that I can recognize. This is a level that does make me think of Bleed. This is the kind of level that is energetic, fast-paced, making good use of the objects that Bleed has in offer. Not Rage Quit. It is a fucking good level. It's a massive step up from Rage Quit. Not as good as Change of Scene, not as good as Absolute Garbage, Autopilot, you know, not as good as any of the other Bleed levels in the past, but still a really good level. The opening cinematic definitely carries it though. I really like the opening cinematic. It's definitely a pure definition of what if we turned GD into a movie, and if MSM 12 would be down to go ahead and like make a full-fledged movie with the knowledge that he has over the editor, I can guarantee you, also depending on the length, I can guarantee you that gets mythic. That gets a mythic auto. I think MSM should really consider like making a full-fledged movie that looks incredibly well, but make it audio so that way we can have like a mythic auto level. I also really like the fact that they got like a gameplay created to go ahead and work on the gameplay. They got Mordrock to work on the gameplay because I'm pretty sure Blee and MSM definitely think they probably don't have like the prior knowledge. And this is okay. I'm gonna make this a point. In the next future creative contest, people should ask gameplay help creators for help. That that they know the ins and outs of what makes gameplay good. They know the ins and outs of how to make good gameplay. Don't be afraid to ask them. If you don't think that you cannot do good gameplay, ask a gameplay creator. Ask somebody that knows how to make a layout, make a gameplay. Because they know what they're doing. They know how to make it, like, you know, probably flow well, probably function, probably make it playable. And I think the fact that they definitely got one to do it, that definitely bumps up my appreciation towards this level. So yeah, Final Orbit is an easy A tier. Not really, you know, the other two, because when it comes to Bleed levels, I definitely would say I still prefer Change of Scene and Absolute Garbage and Autopilot, the past Bleed levels over Final Orbit, and especially over Rage Quit. I've always got to say it's up there. It's definitely up there. It's talking really. Ugh. All the yapping definitely really hurts my throat a little bit, so I have to like drink a lot of water. I'm definitely on the verge of taking a shit later, so probably after I'm done with this tier list, I'll definitely take a shit. Right, let's go ahead and talk about the best level in the goddamn game. I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna point it out. I'm just gonna leave it at this. I'm saying this. Aperture is quite literally the best level in the game that we have so far. In my opinion, at least. I know some people are gonna make the arguments of, oh, I prefer this level over it. Oh, I prefer that level. I don't care. That's your opinion. This is my opinion. And and what I think this is definitely the best level in the game. By far, my favorite level in the game so far. Really what sells it for me for Aperture is the combination of ideas, the execution of it all. It's the execution of the level is so perfectly done. Like we can go ahead and talk about everything about this. The orbiting spider point. Like, right? What is this? The phone part. I didn't even realize people did think of Lonely Travel when you saw the film point with like the shuttling film in that area with like these constellations. I didn't think of Lonely Travel at first. I'm not gonna lie, but I can definitely see why they definitely think of it as that. Yeah, and there's like the floating pictures, the many instances of the 3D parallax, the rotating observatory, and that's not even touching. That's not even touching the 3D Z-axis part. We can all agree that is the most insane part that exists in the game. we can all agree with that. You may go ahead and think otherwise, but you can't deny it's very impressive. And the fact that it is quite literally functional and fun to play. It's just, oh my god, it's so fun, dude! Okay, listen. When 2.2 released, I definitely saw a window of opportunity for something completely different in these levels. Not gonna lie, I never got this level of interest back when it's like 2021, 2022. You wanna know why? I thought, despite having my favorite levels that are of the similar point A to point B style level, I can't lie, it got a bit stale for me. As it did with many other people. But I'm pretty sure the reason as to why I thought that it was stale is because, well, we've been stuck in the same update for like 7 years. When 2.2 released, I was definitely looking forward to more 2.2 levels because they offer something different. to the table. They offer something different. They offer something different to their levels. This in of itself, this is the kind of level that I'm looking for. This is the kind of level that I will think of when I think of a 2.2 level. It's just everything about it is just so undeniably good. It's so fun. It's so I could go ahead and just, I can go ahead and just like, yeah, I could go ahead and like glaze this level to death if I wanted to. I'm gonna stop myself there though, because I think I would rather go ahead and move on and continue on with these four. But just know, let it be known, my opinion on Aperture, it's the best fucking level in the game. It's my favorite level overall. It maybe my favorite level in the game, period, honestly. I'm and the fact that I consider this better than Well Rested, do you know how high of a tall order that is, that I consider this better than Well Rested? Like look at this shit. No? You can definitely tell I really like this level because I have it here. Oh, okay, wait. Right, let me go to Hyperbolus real quick. Let me show you the ratings of Well Rested. With 132 reviews, the overall enjoyment of this level is a 9.0. That's how much people really like this level. I also really like this level myself. It's so hard. It is so hard to find a level that definitely could top Well Rested for many other people. Because like, how do you really defy a good level? Maybe Death Moon. Maybe Death Moon can be also people's favorite. There's so many other levels that I definitely feel like that. But if you have touched Well Rested, you'll know it's kind of difficult to like find a level that's better than it. For me, I definitely found that for myself. And it's such a high, it's such a high praise. I don't think I need to go ahead and elaborate as to why that is it for me. I've already explained it. But yeah, let's just go to the next one. God, I really need a lot of water. I'm just gonna move on. I've established thoughts. Let's just leave it at that. If I talk about it more, I'm gonna be here forever. Space-Time Continuum. And this is Destiny's first level in 2.2. His first one in 5 years. The last level that he uploaded was Metropolis. And, I mean, to be fair, he worked on like collab points, but he's been mainly working on collab points. We haven't seen another solo from him in 5 years until just recently, but Space-Time Continuum. So this level is definitely a solid A tier. Again, the gameplay may be a bit too slow for my liking, but but its quality is absolutely really good. I really like how it looks. Like, okay, with Space-Time Continuum, in the beginning point. Wait, hold on. There's something at the beginning that Oikilia mentioned that I didn't even realize up until now. I'm pretty sure I still have an image of it. Yeah, okay, here we go. These lines that you see right here, in the way that they're structured, this is 2.0 tech. If you don't know what I mean, 2.0 tech is a style that many creators go for when they think of something digital, when they think of a technology theme. You would see this kind of levels in like the early days of 2.0. You'll definitely see them more. You'll definitely see them in like 2.1. But this is clearly a mastery of making a 2.0 tech level. A lot of people definitely don't know how he does it, but this part, the first part, not the first part, the part after the first part, it looks incredibly good. And then, and then there's like, what is this? You see from the thumbnail, right? You saw it from the thumbnail. The rotating part, and as well as the part where it's just like you go ahead and just like move forward, but then you also warp back in time slowly, and then it's back to normal speed, and then you have to like play the game again. Those points are really interesting. I tuned into Justice's VODs, and he said that the second to last part was an illusion. This is apparently trickery with the camera controls, and like the arrow triggers and warp speed. It's very well done. It's a very well crafted level from the SSD. His first level in 5 years. He really popped off. I have to give it an A tier. Not really S tier because, well, again. But solid A tier for me. Right, next up, Kisaragi. I don't think we need to go ahead and explain as to why. A lot of us were like incredibly shocked. I can tell a lot of us were definitely incredibly shocked by the fact that this level plays second. Like for my case scenario, okay, my top thing was like this. I was definitely expecting Final Orbit, Aperture, and Space Time Continuum to take the top 3 in some way, shape, or form. The fact that this is 5th, the fact that this is 4th, I was confused. And the only accurate placement that's incredibly accurate to me was Space Time Continuum placing top 3. I mean, I can definitely understand that, but the other 2 levels should also be there with it. No, instead for second place, we got Kisaragi. I definitely questioned why the judges made it that Kisaragi's up here in the S tier category, in the in the top 3. I can understand it being above Space Time Continuum. The gameplay in this one is a lot much more faster. It is much more my speed. It looks incredibly good. It looks incredibly good too. This is the kind of level that definitely shows you can make gameplay the main focus of the level, but so as long as you make it look incredibly good, it could theoretically get mythic. Kisaragi is visual proof that gameplay-based mythics can exist. And when I saw this in the Space Gauntlet contest results, I was shook. I was actually very happy with the fact that this level plays. This level plays incredibly well. It is very fun. It looks incredibly good too. I really do like what Kisaragi has to offer. It was definitely fun playing it when I was, looking out on what levels I wanted to beat. Right, and then the first place winner of the Space Gauntlet contest, Abducted. Easy A tier for me. Now, I can definitely understand as to why people definitely don't like it. They don't like, listen, for a Gauntlet level, they don't like it. They don't like the fact that this thing is baby proof. Because to them it definitely shows that that people are not really taking gameplay into consideration. No, 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 no. This levels this gameplay was definitely taken into consideration. It's not meant to be just for the high professionals. It's meant to be. It's the most. Okay, if there's any level that is 100% beginner friendly, this is the kind of level. One sec. I had to get another water bottle in order to drink. Get some more water. This time just to like gurgle. So, abducted. I think if you want a gauntlet level that can scream the most beginner friendly, I would say abducted is gonna be a lot of people's favorite levels. Solely because of the fact because of the fact that it's mostly baby proofed. I can definitely see people making the argument that this level's gameplay is just not. It's just the idea of it making like completely optional gameplay is not really a good idea. But that's the thing I really like about Abducted. It was willing to go ahead and take that risk and put it inside of a gauntlet. I definitely can guarantee you when this game's universal, right? A beginner is gonna look at the gauntlets and think to themselves, "Oh boy, this is really a challenge. I don't know if I'll be able to do this." They'll look at this and they'll love it. As I said, Abducted is the most beginner-friendly level in the game by none, and I do mean this in a good way. No, honestly, I don't really prefer this over the other levels, but I definitely can see the argument. I can definitely see the arguments as well. But I like the versatility of the gameplay being left to player freedom. Like, you can choose not to play it, but even then, choosing to play it, it's incredibly fun. It's very fun. It's very fun to play the actual level. I don't care. I don't care if it's baby proofed. I have a good time playing it. Obviously, it's not gonna be the best executed one. It's definitely rough around the edges. If it was made for like any other levels, said sure. A gauntlet level definitely doesn't really fit this criteria in this case. But the idea of leaving it to player freedom, whether they can play the gameplay or not, that is an interesting and a fun idea, and I think it needs to be done more. I definitely will say, the only reason why that's why I think you're just left with the options is because the coin. One of the reasons, anyway. Yeah, I don't think badly of Abducted. I definitely see its benefits. Again, this is gonna be the most beginner-friendly level in the game, and people are absolutely gonna love it if they're like a first-time player. A seasoned player is not gonna like it as much because they're more used to the stuff that gets thrown in like demons and like insane 9 stars, extremes. With Abducted, they're not gonna see that sense of playability towards their eyes. But if you recognize the if you recognize, like, fuck, what is this? If you can recognize that this level is definitely gonna be something that beginners will like, then I'd say you can appreciate it more for what it does. Like, I mean, I can understand this is not your forte, but it's gonna be a beginner's forte. They'll definitely look at other levels and will over time think, huh, there are some other levels that I do think are better than my favorite level in the game. If their favorite level of the game is Abducted. I don't think it was enough. It was enough to like go ahead and justify its complaints. Honestly, I think there's a bit of benefits to it. It's definitely a choice that doesn't work well in a gauntlet. I can understand that part. But as a level in general, then yeah, I can definitely. This is definitely one that can definitely be taken into consideration. I don't know. I don't know about 3 stars though. I don't know about it just being the normal difficulty. Maybe easy diff, but normal I probably not. Right, and now we are here at the recently rated mythic level in the game, Espiazione. Espiazione is definitely there's a definite story about this. Like, okay, I said it at some point when Tears of Denial did get demoted from mythic to legendary. This completely fucked Matthew over. This completely screwed over himself. This completely screwed over him. Like, in its entirety. He's been working so hard to get a mythic, so seeing that level, seeing Tears of Denial get demoted from mythic to legendary, that definitely destroyed him. And this is clearly a level that's meant to be venting his feelings towards the fact that he got demoted into, you know, legendary. Espiazione, I like it when levels definitely are defined by a person's feelings. I said it with Connect. I may not understand MC Res's opinions, MCC Res's emotions through Connect. But I can definitely appreciate for what it tries to go for. This Espiazione in this case, I understand completely. When playing it, I definitely feel like this is a portrayal of Matthew's emotions when he saw that Tears of Denial got demoted from Mythic to Legendary. I can definitely see the emotions. I'm not one to go ahead and be like, yeah, this is just you know. I can actually recognize that Matthew has a lot of potential. It's just that the way that he tried to get the mythic rating with Tears of Denial, that's not the right approach. This is definitely not the correct approach on how you should do it. Espiazione though, this is a proper approach. This is the approach that people should definitely take for when they want a level to be made mythic. Something that's completely original, something that can be fun to play. And I will say, Espiazione is pretty fun actually. It's mainly a boss rush, but the bosses in this level, there's something different that you have to do. And I find it pretty fun actually. So it's gonna go in A tier for me. I also think the end screen is definitely like a really cold saying. Fuck it, we make art. Fuck it all, we make art. You can definitely tell Matthew this is gonna be the approach Matthew will take. Again, I can see Matthew's potential as being a really cool creator. It's just the way that he approached it with Tears of Denial, not an ideal way. Espiazione, much more ideal. I really had a fun time playing Espiazione as well because I can understand the emotions that he's feeling, and the boss rushes are really good. Right. Right, that's pretty much all the levels that we have that are rated mythic at the moment. I'll definitely go ahead and rearrange these. Like, here, you at the very front, and then for this fight over here, Kusanagi is going right here. Quiet, stop. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12. No. 12. There we go. 13. Okay. 14, 15. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21, 22, 23, 24. Yeah, that's the ranking. So yeah, this is basically the tier list of all my of all the mythic levels in the game. This is my rating. This is where they're ranked. I'm definitely gonna update this list more as we get more mythics. I think we're in bound for one with with a rather very controversial one in the name of Dead Device. We're definitely inbound for another with a controversial one. Yeah. I will say, okay. This is, yeah, you can definitely tell I've made this template myself. It's very different from this tier list that we had right over here. But it's this tier list is definitely different from this tier list right here. I just wanted to go ahead and reevaluate my opinions on all the mythic levels. But I do really want to touch this list because that means I have to like manually place every single goddamn level in the fucking game. So I wasn't really sure. Also we have these two levels. I'm gonna put Floor Catastrophe in absolutely solid and Breakpoint. Just good, not much else to say. I think this level's pretty cool. This level's also pretty cool. But there's not much I can really say about this level. So yeah. Right, I'm gonna go ahead and download this now. There you go. This is Mises' ranking of all the mythic rated levels into one. Accurate. For now. Get it down on this image, and there we go. Oh wait, this is just when I have to say. I'll know when I can come back to this one. Anyway, that's basically the stream today. That's basically all I just wanted to do today because, yeah, I wanted to talk about my opinions on the mythic rated levels in the game as of current. So, and I thought that a live stream would definitely help get my point across a little bit. I don't need to go ahead and record this. I don't need to go ahead and make any fancy editing or whatsoever. Wait, shit, didn't I say I wanted to make this a tip? Yeah, you know, never mind. Never mind. I'll probably make like a video essay talking about it. Right now, but now I have a worry about this not placing in like. Oh, there we go. That was interesting. But that's basically the stream today. I just wanted to go ahead and discuss about these levels, and then leave it up in the future so that way people can go ahead and like talk about them. Okay, if you're watching this, then I thank you for hearing me out, hear me yap. But that's pretty much all I have for you today.